our first item. Item number 1 is to consider approving an agreement between Mesa County and the Wright Water Engineers Incorporated in an amount of $297,482 for updating the Stormwater Management Manual. And we have Carrie Goodorf, our Regulatory Programs Manager, with us. Morning, Carrie.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carrie Goodorf, Regulatory Programs Manager, Public Works and the Engineering Division. And this Stormwater Management Manual is a collaborative effort manual that has not been updated since 2008. The Stormwater Management Program is in collaboration with Fruita, Palisade, City of Grand Junction, the school district, and Mesa County. This document and the cost sharing is going to be between all of the groups, and we're all going to be having an effort in making sure that this document gets updated. The reason why that this document needs to be updated is it needs to include several sections are out of date, and they reference agencies that no longer exist. The analysis and design related standards are out of date, and we need to update those to make sure that we're using the best management practices. Additionally, we're going to be using some different techniques. Instead of using the Mile High Flood District manual completely, what we're going to be doing is making those areas specific to Mesa County, which is going to be looking at water quality capture volume that is going to be specific to Mesa County, instead of using the rainfall data from the Front Range area. That overall is going to save developers funding, Mesa County funding, and our capital improvement projects funding as well. I'm happy to answer any other questions. It's a technical document. A couple of other things I want to mention. We're going to have 2 public participation. One thing that we tasked Wright Water with specifically was making sure that our development community was engaged. And by doing that, what they're going to be doing is having public meetings. They're also going to make the document and the red lines available on a website where those specific areas can get updated and people can provide comments to us. And then one other specific thing that needs to be done to this document, which is going to be a pretty large lift, is making sure that it's ADA compliant with the new regulations, so that if anybody with disabilities needs to read the document, they're able to do so. Any questions?
Any questions for Carrie?
I have a comment. 2 questions, I guess. You mentioned the municipalities. Will that include DeBeck and Colburn? And then what's Grand Junction's participation in this?
Sure. DeBeck and Colburn are not included within our MS4 boundary. Typically, or our boundary is within the urbanized area within Fruita to Palisade. And so those communities don't have to comply with the MS4 regulations. City of Grand Junction is a contribution of 40% of the update.
Okay. When the Wright Water Engineers, when they develop this, you said that they're going to have public comment and include some of the development of community. Is there like a working group, or is this they develop the plan and then kind of present it to the community? How does that work?
Nope. So we're going to get together as the MS4 partners. We'll be providing our standards and trying to implement our comments, and then we'll put it out for public comment. They'll be able to ask questions, provide comments, give us any feedback that needs to be, and then we'll incorporate those comments and what makes sense into the document.
And then is that that document ultimately is adopted by the board, or how does that established?
That's a really good question. I wasn't here in 2008 when they wrote the original swim manual. I don't believe that it's updated. It's just a standard design document to make sure that everybody follows the same design criteria and standards.
So how is this document different from the actual swim manual? Is it just pertaining particulars here in Mesa County, or?
It's updating the swim manual that Mesa County adopted in 2008.
Okay. Help me understand, the swim manual is a federal document, correct?
No, it's specific to the design criteria for the development community and development standards in Mesa County.
Okay, all right, appreciate that. Thank you, Carrie. Is there any?
Yeah, can you expand on the point where you were saying we're going to use data from Mesa County, like the rainfall from here versus on the eastern slope. Can you explain that a little bit
Sure.
more?
So it's the water quality capture volume, and it's the WSCOSM. And I looked it up this morning, and I'd have to go back through and look at the
Sure.
acronyms. There's so many acronyms in our world. And that's what they're going to be doing, is looking at rainfall that's specific to Mesa County. So we get a lot less rainfall in Mesa County. We can develop standards that are going to adhere to our arid environment versus the environment on the Front Range. The other great part about this manual is we're bringing in a company called BHI. It's Bohannon, Houston. They work primarily in Albuquerque, New Mexico region. So they're going to be a reviewer of this document, and they're going to be giving Wright Water additional information to feed into making sure that this document works for arid regions and not just for places like the Front Range.
Thank you. And could you explain to the public how that would save developers money using the data from Mesa County versus other areas that might have more rainfall?
Sure. So it's going to reduce the runoff coefficients. We're going to be looking at the specific designs criteria for making sure that the runoff will work for what we have in Mesa County, which is so different.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Carrie. Any public comment on this item this morning? All right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve the item as entered into the record.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0.